Hi, I'm Peter.
And I'm Kemia.
Welcome to the This and That Chat. You did it with me.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't sure when to come in.
Here we go again.
I wasn't sure.
I'm going to put it on
Do you
speakers.
hear that? Do you hear that?
What
What do you hear?
our
What does it sound like?
the ocean?
Ooh, the ocean. Where did we just come back from?
That's how you're starting it?
Oh my God. Do you not hear it? When you like drift off into space and you're just thinking about that amazing balcony view and the sound of just water.
You know that the ocean sound, when I'm on the cruise, I don't hear it?
That doesn't really surprise me.
Now, hold on a second.
Because you're not about stopping and smelling the flowers.
No, come on.
Truly, though.
Listen, hold on.
I feel like I could sit in a space and just be there. And you can do that for a little bit. And then you're like, okay, what are we doing next? True or not true?
True.
It's not bad. It's just that's you.
True. Okay, but hold on. But the reason I'm saying, like, okay, if we're out on the balcony and we're out there for a little bit, of course I'm going to hear it because we're literally sitting in silence.
That's really only time I hear it too.
I understand that, but like I'm saying, like when we're up on Lido deck or out on the top or whatever, you don't hear it.
Nobody can hear it.
Oh, okay.
No, there's too much noise.
Oh, okay. That's what I was saying.
I thought you meant that when we were on the balcony, like you didn't even hear that. You were just looking at the scenery, and it's like I didn't even pay attention to the fact that there's water sounds.
I know I have hearing problems.
Okay.
But I'm not deaf.
But it's an attention thing. You know, like you don't even notice that little tiny detail because you're looking at other things, you know. To me, that's like, I don't know that I'm really noticing the details. See, for me, I feel like I'm there for the sound.
The thing is that you
and
absorb,
the tranquility.
you just absorb the space, and I'm looking to see why the space is what it is.
Right. You're like, why are you here? Because I would walk out there randomly, which is the thing that I love. And the darkness and the pitch darkness. I stood out there because I heard the sound of birds, and I waited to see where it was coming from.
We were coming into St. Thomas?
No, to Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And it was pitch black darkness. The moon
we
was beautiful
stayed,
one of those nights, and I waited for the cloud cover to move just to be able to see it.
After the DR, so we went to the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and St. Thomas. They're all in a straight line. So, they're like 1, 2, 3. So we pretty much stayed along the coastline, but our side of the ship was on the opposite side of the land as we were going there. You know what I mean? So we were going.
But that makes a lot of sense because I was wondering. I didn't realize that. We were that close to land, just like off, right? But I'm sure that if someone had been in the shore, you would have looked out and you could see the cruise ship. I was thinking the land must be close because there were birds flying. Because there weren't birds flying sometimes at night.
No, you can't. There will be no birds if you don't have land.
Exactly, but if you said we hugged the coast the entire time from one
the
to
DR,
another.
From the DR.
From the DR, right.
Yeah, so we took a straight shot across.
You're saying from Miami to the DR.
Right.
Yeah,
there was a lot of open water.
Just open water.
Right. And then once you get closer, that's how you know.
And see, look, this just goes to show the nuance of getting stuck on a detail, right? That we went on a cruise. And instead of talking about the cruise, I'm here discussing the teeny tiniest little thing about birds at night and being close to land. Sometimes when we're recording, let me ask you this. Sometimes when we're recording, do you feel like we should just scrap that, rewind, and start over again?
Yes, but we don't.
Right.
Because it's just us.
And it's awful.
Why?
Because sometimes I'm like, oh my God, how do we recuperate? We've gone completely derailed. And now we have to make it back. So,
but that's you though. But that's you though.
We're back.
I know, but that's you though.
That's only me?
Yes, only you.
Oh.
I have some quirkiness stuff, but you're something else.
I know this.
Okay. What did you call the thing on the bottom of the truck today?
The stylus.
The style, yeah. Listen, we're driving down the street this morning, and there's a truck. Okay.
That lost its rebarb.
Bro. At least laugh loud enough so that the people can hear you laughing at your own.
Okay, what is it called? What is it called? You don't even know. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to give it a name.
I have it in Spanish, but I can't. It's cruceta in Spanish.
What?
It's the cruceta. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. Come back and join us after this short commercial break. There is a name, and when you say you're going to be like, yeah, the axle.
No, that connects to the axle.
Oh, dang it. It was so close. It's some sort of a bar. You can interject our music there.
Okay, here we go. I don't know.
Wow.
Hold on.
For now, it'll just be the stylus. Continue.
It doesn't. No, this is not it. Is this traction bar?
Anyways. The truck lost a bar that apparently is very important.
Right.
And can just mysteriously fall off. And I very confidently called it the stylus bar because the only thing I could think about was a stylus pen at that moment. And sometimes I just blurt whatever I'm thinking about because it gets a reaction. It stumps the other person, which is what happened to you.
No, the thing is that you think out loud.
Exactly. But then it stumps you and you looked over at me like, wait, what? That was funny. Anyway, so the podcast before when we recorded, we had just gone to a comedy show, which I was looking at our calendar and I saw how much we actually go to the comedy club.
We do. We go quite a bit.
I feel like we go at least once a month.
Yeah.
Something like that, right? Mm-hmm. And I realized that it's just something that we really, really, really enjoy. And when we were on the cruise, we did not miss any comedy shows at all. There were comedy shows that were going on at 11:30 at night. And let me tell you, as much rest as you're getting and as lazy as your days are and everything, when 10 o'clock hit, you could feel the tiredness already coming around because I just feel like that energy that the young people have.
Bro, I feel so stupid.
Why? You do know the name now.
Yes.
Wow.
And the fact that I could not
think of it.
It
happens.
It's
sometimes.
The drive shaft. It's like.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like. Wow. It's like. You know what?
Stylus.
It's a stylus. From now on, it's a stylus because that's all I deserve. I deserve that.
No, let's talk about what you deserve, mister. Let's talk about Mick Jagger.
This podcast, today's our last episode. Thank you guys for.
Yeah, we're going out with a bang.
This is it. We are probably going to divorce.
So
and
listen, I don't think you're ever gonna live that one down.
I'm gonna be on 60 Minutes, and they're going to be.
There's gonna be a 48 hours episode.
Yeah.
So, because we were on the cruise for a week, we are not the type of people who pay for an internet package. And when you have no internet, this is when you realize how much you rely on your phone for the simplest things. You're in the middle of a conversation. You're like, oh, when did that happen? Oh, hold on. Let me pick up my phone and look. You can't.
I blame you. Hold on. Listen, I gotta preface what we're going to go talk about right now because
it was just a little side note.
Because you are is it loathing? No, loathing is like you don't want. You are basking. No. You are basking. You're like a turkey on Thanksgiving that's being like basted, right? So but you're basting yourself. You are basking in the enjoyment of the fact that you got me on one. You
don't understand.
Hold on.
The feeling.
Let me finish. On one thing. We've been married for 25 years.
Okay. And for context.
And you are so excited.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. And for context.
Bro,
you are the type of person.
I'm going to call you out on everything that you do from now on.
You don't need to because that's common knowledge. That's the thing. That's why I'm basking. Because for context, you're the type of person that I say, oh, have you heard about this? Oh, yeah, that's old news. Oh, have you seen this video? Oh, yeah, I watched that already a million times. I've sent that to you. There's nothing I can bring to you that is new to you.
You've brought me new stuff.
I can't even think of anything.
Because you come to me and say, hey, do you know anything about this?
And then
I'm like, give me a minute.
Oh, shit, sorry.
Well, there's a shit that just came out. 2 of them.
Sorry. The triple apologies there. Sorry.
Why 3?
Huh?
Why 3?
The alarm.
Oh, and the 2 shits?
Yeah. Wow.
The 3?
Wow. Okay.
Sorry.
So, what is it you told your teacher? You didn't say that. You said ship, and she
ship.
bought that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my parents didn't, but she did.
Bro, she did not buy that at all. She was just like, I don't want to deal with it. Anyway, so when we were on the cruise, there were a couple of things we actually made notes on that we didn't know. We needed to look up when we got home, what was this thing? And we were listening to the Maroon 5 song, Moves Like Jagger, and I looked over at you and I asked you, what band was Mick Jagger a part of? Because, obviously he's famous, right? Enough that he's in this guy's song and he moved a certain way, and you insisted Mick Jagger was just Mick Jagger.
Insist.
You did. You said Mick Jagger's famous because he's just Mick Jagger. And I said, what band was he a part of? And you said, no, he was not part of a band. His band was called Mick Jagger. You said that.
You know what? Hold on.
God is my witness.
I never checked.
Said
you
that.
know what? We never checked. Hold on.
And then I was like, no, I don't think that's right. I know Mick Jagger's famous for a reason, and it's not because his name is just Mick Jagger. And we even talked about Sting and how this guy now sings by himself, and he's not part of. Oh no, Sting. He was part of the Police. Mm-hmm. And so when we get home, we start going through this little list of all these little Googling questions that we had, and we get to Mick Jagger was the founding frontman for the Rolling Stones. Do you understand? You say Rolling Stones, and this is like equating all of rock and roll music.
Yeah, okay.
That they are like the foundation of it. And it was something you didn't know. It's the creature. Don't worry. We have random noises sometimes in our house.
It's an old house.
Where you hear footsteps. You hear a door open and close. You hear something fall. A scurrying about. And so we just say there's a creature in the house. And I've lost him.
No, because I want to.
I feel like we need to just scrap this episode.
No, we don't. We don't.
I feel like we do.
See, he kind of went solo a little bit for a little while.
Of course. So did Justin Timberlake. And was Justin Timberlake only Justin Timberlake?
Look at this. He actually, look, this we didn't look. So in 2011, he announced the formation of a supergroup.
Okay.
And he called it Super Heavy. It had Dave Stewart, Josh Stone, Damian Marley, and A.R. Rahman.
No one understands what you're saying right now.
Yes, people do. Anyways, he's done a lot of different stuff.
So when you say that you get what you deserve, anytime that you that you hesitate on anything, I'm like, you remember that time when you didn't know who Mick Jagger was?
Listen, you even told me that I should get a tattoo, or you were going to get a tattoo, so that you could flick me off and show me Mick Jagger written on your middle finger. What is that?
That's amazing, no?
No.
Every time.
Every time what?
Every time that I give you the finger, you're going to be like, son of a bitch.
And everybody on here now is listening. Well, she must give him the finger a lot, because if that's something she's going to do.
That's the wrong podcast for this.
Whoa.
Ladies Reaction Central.
I'm joking. What in the...
Oh, my gosh. So let's go back.
What are we doing?
Let's get on track now.
What are we doing?
We went from comedy club
we're
to
back
cruise.
at comedy clubs.
And before we left on the cruise, we went to see the Braves play for the last time here.
In Miami.
Well,
they played on Sunday, too. But
the whole time we were on the cruise, we were trying to find anybody at all who would tell us if they'd made it into the playoffs.
It was literally like...
With so many people on their phones and everything, nobody could tell us anything.
During that week was when everything was going to be figured out.
Yeah, and we watched them win. It was so great. We were on a high. Sadly, they did, and then quickly they were ejected.
Funny enough, on Sunday when we got back home from the cruise... It was the game that was going. It was the last game of the season.
It was the one that was going to decide.
And it was to decide whether or not they would go in. And they lost the game, so they had to go on a special playoff double header against the Mets. And then they did make it into the playoffs,
just barely,
right into the postseason. And it was so exciting. And they got their butts destroyed
on the first one.
On the first two games,
like
they were
I was
destroyed.
I did not expect that to be the plot twist. I thought it was going to be a look at the adversity they've overcome. Look at how far they came. I saw them all the way at the end at the World Series.
Yeah, it was a rough season.
Wow.
To make it into the postseason,
and I feel like the universe was saying, "No, you're not going to be making it in." But if you want to keep trying, I'll walk you right up to the end of the line.
You can taste the spoon, but you can't have a meal.
I was trying to save you that.
Anyways, so back to the cruise.
So back to comedy the cruise. We enjoy the comedy club so much. And I feel that we have everything figured out on the cruise so well. We planned out our day. Every time with all the activities we wanted to do, we would strategically choose where to sit so that we could move from one activity to another show, to all that stuff. And we were able to just really soak up, I think, that experience, right? Not to mention that we had pretty amazing things planned this cruise around.
Yeah, so this cruise, I think, is the one that was the most
involved,
planned,
yeah,
whatever. We had excursions in each of our stops,
except
Puerto Rico. But we knew that we wanted to do what we were going to do there, and we
had classes.
We had classes. We learned how to make pasta. We learned how to do sushi.
But let's talk about that, right? Because
massages.
If we had to give a review, right, on doing our class for Carnival Kitchen, because that's what it's called. They do cakes. They do pizza. There's breakfast. There's
barbecue.
Yeah, there's Spanish food. There's something for everybody to do. If I were to give a review I feel that I like to do pros and cons.
Okay.
And I feel that, like, right off the bat, would I do a class again? Yes, I would do a class again. Is it worth the money? Yes, I think it's worth the money, right? However, you have to adjust your expectations because I expected there to be someone kind of the way it was set up right at the front telling you, okay, step 1, this is what we're going to do. Step 2, this is what we're going to do, right? That I expected. What I did not expect was not to be able to understand the person leading the class.
It was so bad that we would look at each other and look around, and everyone that was in the other tables were looking towards us, and we're like, I don't know.
It's like I heard egg.
Yeah.
I heard nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's how bad it was. And it was not a mic problem, it was an accent problem. And I mean, I get it, like that's his accent, but you're teaching a class. You know, you need to have someone you can understand, right? That's one thing. And then 2, I did not anticipate there being his helpers going around sticking their hands into what you were doing.
Oh my God.
Right? You were doing it perfectly. Like when you rolled your pasta, it was perfectly rolled. And they had to come uncover it, massage it a little bit, and then cover it back. Like they did nothing.
No,
they
hold
did
on.
absolutely nothing.
Listen, forget my pasta. My roll of sushi.
Your roll of sushi.
Listen.
Rolled tightly, beautifully.
I almost came home and applied at the sushi place because I roll better sushi than some of the guys that have served us at our sushi restaurant. And let me tell you something. I had my rolls both sitting on the counter, beautiful as can be, before we cut them. And they came around, and he grabs the bamboo roller out of the trash bin and puts it back over the top of my sushi roll and squeezes it down. That guy almost ate bamboo roller. I almost stuck it through his face because I was so
for no reason.
Are you kidding me?
For no reason. It's almost as if they've been told you have to go and do this to everyone. So that to me can be extremely frustrating as we were feeling that, right? And then the third thing to adjust your expectations is that there's certain things that are going to happen along the cooking part of it that aren't normally how you would do it in your kitchen, right?
Well, hold on. Let's be fair.
Mm-hmm.
It's not normally how you would cook properly because the pancetta.
That's what I was going to talk about.
Okay, the pancetta so we made pasta, and then we made
a pancetta sauce.
Yeah, it was a Romanesco, I think is what they called it. I don't know what it was. But the first thing that you needed to do was cook the pancetta. Now, pancetta is very fatty. It
has to be rendered down.
You have to render it down. And the pace that they were going, it did not allow for the pancetta to get crispy. It didn't allow it for it to render down properly. And we were falling behind on the step because our table and the table that was next to us, who was, he owned a catering business. He was like, "This isn't cooked yet," and they're like, "Put in the
stock.
Put in the stock," and we're like, "No, not yet. I'm waiting for it." No, you got to put it in yet. I'm like, "It's not cooked yet," and they just were like, "Bring it down, let it simmer at 2." I'm like, "This is not ready to be brought down. We need to cook this down some more."
However, I feel that if we were to go to a class now, we would know a couple certain things, right? For example, instead of arguing with them about temperature, when they're not looking, temperature goes up. You're stirring. When they come around, it goes down because it would have cooked faster, you know? Like there's little things like that. And also the fact that, you know what? Pancetta, if we were to cook with pancetta again, it probably is not going to be cooked the right way, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people afterwards when they were eating were picking it out.
Yeah, they were picking it out and pushing it off to the side.
It's gummy.
You can't eat it.
It's gummy, you know? But so that's, you know what it made me think about? I used to watch Rachel Ray 30-minute meals. Mm-hmm. And I would think about how is it possible that she can cook a meal in 30 minutes? Like, I feel I'm fast in the kitchen. There were times when we would come in from running errands and I would tell the kids, don't you worry. By the time that you shower and you come out, dinner's going to be ready. And I felt like I could be fast, right? But I was always just wowed by, she cooked a full meal in 30 minutes. But this is exactly what happened to us.
She cooked for 30 minutes, but prepped for an hour.
Exactly. So, and a lot of times, is that really the pancetta that she just showed you right now, or did she have one that's already cooked and sizzled? Do you know what I'm saying? So that's the part of it that in the time frame that they have allotted for the class, if people didn't start their pans on time, first we started with a cold pan. Mm-hmm. You know, that was another thing, right? If you didn't start in time and you're falling behind for whatever reason, they have to keep the pace to move forward. So I feel like next time I'm going to come into something like that way more prepared to not be annoyed by the people who are sticking their hands in.
If I see, like us going into the next one, because we're going to do it again. Mm-hmm. When we go into the next one, if I see that we're cooking something that needs to be cooked a little bit extra, I'm immediately going to turn on the pan. Have that thing already sizzling, getting it hot, so it's ready to go, so that when we put it in there, we're able to cook it up. Because I bet you anything, the guy doing the class already had his pan going. Because his cooked through. Mm-hmm. Ours didn't. So that's why he's like, okay, well, it's cooked. Let's go to the next one. And it's because he was already a step ahead. So, I mean, the classes were great.
And our sushi came out amazing. It made us feel confident that we could make sushi at home. It made us feel confident that we could make pasta at home.
And I think the pasta came out really good. It tastes so different.
Oh my gosh, it was really, really amazing. So it was an amazing experience. There were just some frustrating parts about it. And the wonderful thing is afterwards you get to eat what you made, right? And it was enough that it was like a lunch meal. So if you plan it at lunchtime, it's great, right? And then we had the massage. The massage was a first for us, for both of us. I've never had a massage. You don't like being massaged. So that was interesting that you chose to do a couples massage when you don't like it.
Well, you really wanted one.
And I really wanted one. And then it's funny because the moment that they start, I thought to myself, oh, he's not going to like this, because they started off with a very hard brushing the skin. So it's kind of scratchy, right? And I was thinking, maybe that's just for them to remove any, kind of give you a quick exfoliant before they start with it all. And I was like, oh, Peter's going to hate this. And then a little while later, I hear you say, oh, this is very, very dangerous, because we're going to have to do this again. And I was like, and then you told me afterwards that was one of your favorite parts.
Are you kidding me?
The brush.
I was getting scratched all, like.
You're always very itchy.
Yes. Like all my back, my arms, my legs. Like I was like, this is amazing. Mind you, let's take a step back real quick. So when we get the person who's going to they come to pick us up to go. There's a little lady from Thailand? Your
oh,
lady.
yeah, my lady. Yeah, Daisy.
Right? From Thailand. Mm-hmm. And then there was...
Mananuka.
Is that what's her name? Mm-hmm. No, I don't even know her name. I think you're messing with me. God help me. I choose to live in this, and I continue to. Anyways, so with Mananuka.
I think that's a type of honey, actually.
I don't know what it is. Anyways, so here comes.
She was super sweet, though.
Super sweet.
Super sweet.
She was young. She was like 19 years old.
Really? She was that young?
Super young.
Wow.
And like very tiny, skinny. Like her arms, I looked at her and I was like, bro, this lady is not going to be able to massage me, because all of my aches and pains are so deep. Like for you to get to it, I thought for me, I was going to get, what was it? 50 minutes? Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm just going to get a 50-minute rub down is what it's going to be. I'm just going to get like,
brushed,
brushed and whatever.
rubbed.
I didn't think anything of it.
Lotioned up.
And she's like, she says to me, she goes, "Let me know about the pressure." And I was like, that, if I'm like, you're probably gonna struggle to get me this pressure that I need for the muscles. And she goes, "I can feel you're very tense." And I was like, "Oh yes, my muscles are very, very tense, especially in the shoulder area, down in my arm." And she goes, "And right here." And all of a sudden, and she just starts going to town. At this point, there are no more words that are coming out of my mouth. It's just grunts and groans and ee-ah-oos, because it was, I don't know how she was able to go for 50 minutes digging as deep as she was.
So you know what that made me think about? You know how you use the hammer to hit the thing to see your strength, and you got to ring the bell,
right?
And you've got these technique. Big guys who come and they can't do it. And I'm thinking, if you study to be a masseuse, they teach you, go this way, use this part of the hand, because I was shocked.
Yeah, she definitely knew what she was doing.
Yeah,
and
she incredible.
would just like rub her like fingers down one stripe of like muscle, and it just would release. And she's like, "It's getting looser." I was like,
so cute.
I'm like, "You got a long way to go," but yes, it is. And she's just going. And then she's like, "Okay, please turn this way." And I'm turning this way and I'm turning that way and, whatever. And then she goes, "Okay. Now, she goes, now I'm going to do your legs." And she starts on my legs, and I'm thinking, whatever, I'm going to be ticklish. This is not going to work. It's no big deal. Just go through your process. I know you got to go through your process. When she starts to massage my legs, I'm all of a sudden realizing how tight the muscles in my legs are. Okay. And I don't know about you, but before the massage was over, I was already saying we need another one because this needs to be continued.
I mean, 100%. And the thing is, I have, and you and I kind of have similar pains, but like I carry a lot of tension in my shoulders, and I have my normal pains in my lower back. And so I feel that because the tension in the shoulders is something that's more recent from the past year with the neck pain and stuff, it was something that they were able to target and relieve more so than my back. Because my back is, we're going on 20 years of back pain, right? But it was incredible to walk in there, and then you leave feeling almost sore, I think, the next day, because they've gotten so deep.
I definitely felt sore, but I felt like they only scratched the surface.
Yeah.
Like they definitely scratched the surface. Well, at the end of the massage, they come in and they try to sell you all these creams and liquids and all this kind of stuff. And we're like, no, thank you. Thank you so much.
And they're good about that, by the way. I just want to plug that in, because in a lot of the reviews that you read on the massage, a lot of people, they give it a 1-star saying, "Oh, they're super pushy with the sales." We did not have that experience. They do try to sell their product, which I'm sure that they're getting a little bit extra if you end up buying. But if you tell them no, thank you,
it's understandable.
They let it go.
Yeah.
And they tried to sell us stuff beforehand as well. If we wanted to do add-ons, we said no, thank you, and that was fine. So a lot of people, I read some reviews that are like, "Oh, it ruined my massage because they tried to sell." Please.
Yeah.
It's not like that, you know?
So they come in and they're like, if you'd like to do another massage, we give you a discount for you to come back. And of course, we didn't think about it twice. We booked the massage for was it Friday?
Yeah, for Friday. So it's the day before.
Yeah, day before our last day out on sea. And I guess we'll talk about the massage and jump back to whatever else we're going to talk about. So we go back for the second massage on that Friday. It was in the afternoon. It was fancy night that night. It was the captain's meal. And so it takes a little bit longer for us to get ready, but the massage was at 3. And instead of a 50-minute massage, we booked the 75-minute massage. We're like, let's give them a chance to actually like
those 50 minutes went by quick. Yeah.
So we asked for the same people because they had done such a good job from the first time, and we were not able to be in the same room for this massage because the room was busy or whatever. So we
threw in something special because of that, because we agreed to that.
Right. They were like, is it okay if we put you in separate rooms? We'll give you the hot stone therapy or whatever it was.
Which you had already said you didn't want.
I didn't want. But I didn't even realize that that's what they were doing. But it ended up being that we ended up getting this 75-minute massage with hot stones thrown into it and exfoliating cream that was like, let me tell you. That massage was something else because she was like, I'm going to focus more on your back because of the last time I remember that you had a lot of tension there. You didn't have any tension like in your chest area or your arms, but I really want to get into the back. And she starts just massaging. And all of a sudden I tell her, oh, whatever you just hit there is causing my sciatica to just get a little bit activated. And she goes, oh, you have sciatica. She goes, I help. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, whatever, no big deal. And she just starts to concentrate on releasing the sciatic muscle. And she goes down into my leg and she goes, how far down does the pain go? And I'm like, oh, right to about my knee. And she goes, tell me where. And she just starts rubbing her fingers into that spot until she finds the spot where I'm like, oh, whatever. I told her, whatever you did there, I do not like that. Don't do that again. She goes, you will hate me now and love me later. And I was like, oh God, here we go. And she just starts. Well, I honestly had bruising. I had bruising in my legs, in my back, and my back of my thighs, my lower back, a little bit into my upper back, because she just was running up and down that entire line, just destroying that space. So much so that when we finished and I was walking afterwards, I looked at you and I said, I was like, I can't even walk straight. Like, it was so much. But they did everything with like hot stones, and they were rubbing deep, super deep into.
Which later we found out that we got a deep tissue, not a Swedish massage for the second one.
And let me tell you, that's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I'm actually afraid because if I get some, listen, this was with a small lady.
Yeah.
If I get some big, strong lady.
But I just feel like she just doesn't apply that much pressure then. If she's that much bigger and stronger, again, because it's about technique.
I don't know.
And it's so funny because obviously we are new to massaging, right? So you had said, no way a man is going to massage me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So when we're checking in, I'm not embarrassed to ask this question. I go to the lady and I'm like, okay, is there any way we can request the gender of the person who's going to do the massage? And you know what? I meant to say, like, that lady set us up, right? Because instead of just telling us, she says, what gender did you want? And I said, well, he doesn't want a man to massage him. And she said, don't worry, we only have women. Why not just say?
No, don't. It says, no worries. We are all females.
Yeah. Why not just say from the beginning, well, we're all females. Is that okay? Whatever. If I had gone first and I had said, I want a man to massage me? Well, thank God I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
But I was looking out for you.
Either way, the second massage was so much more brutal than the first.
And I also think it's because your body was also a little loosened from the first one, so you were able to feel more of the second one.
Plus, we've had a few days on the cruise. We've been really relaxing. We went out to the beach. There's stuff that we've had done that it just creates a more relaxed, less tense. Like I wasn't on the machine all week long, so my muscles weren't super tense, and we were sleeping okay. It wasn't great.
I mean, wasn't complaining.
It's not our bed, but
yeah, but
it definitely was not horrible.
It was fine. And so again, like in terms of, would you recommend the massage? For me, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. And it was fantastic. And I'm looking forward to doing it again. And then there was the drink package. And
we're going to talk about this.
And for us.
Hold on. Let's explain for the ones that don't know.
Okay.
So the drink package, the drink package was something that we've never done because in our minds we're like we don't drink that much. We're not going to use it as much, and it just wasn't going to make sense. So we decided to try it out for this cruise because we wanted to see if it was worth it.
And not only that, we do have more of a routine now where we drink on the weekends.
Right. Yeah, well, we have our drinks on the weekend and that kind of stuff. And we figured we're going to have a great time.
Speaking of which, I could totally use a ginger beer right now.
Okay. Well, right after.
No.
You want to pause this and do it?
Not right after. We don't have any. Continue. Go on.
Why do you even bring it up then?
Go on, because I'm,
glutton for punish?
Exactly.
So we decide that we're going to just give it a try. Now, mind you, it is not cheap. But
I mean, they can do their own research.
Yes. It's bad. And we figured, we're like,
because I just want to say, last cruise that we went to, we discovered specialty coffee, which we had never used before.
Right.
And we limited ourselves to one coffee a day. But we would have liked to have 2 coffees a day, but we couldn't, we chose not to because we were, trying to not spend all of our money on the ship. So the drink package includes that. It includes sparkling water. It includes any type of soda that you want, so we were thinking, hey, between the coffees and the drink by the pool and the drink at the club and the drink at the show and at dinner.
Yeah, whatever. We
mimosas for breakfast. Not one mimosa.
So here's the thing. They give you 15 drinks a day.
Per person. Bro, if you can put that down.
Now, mind you, we tried.
Yeah, we tried.
We try. Listen, for those of you out there that can make the 15, you're a bunch of alcoholics. Go get some help.
Listen, and I want to say something. For me personally, this is my personal thing. When I have a drink, right, it needs to be in the right scenario, right? Where I have to know it's going to make me sleepy, because it does make me sleepy. And if we're having a drink and we're supposed to go watch a movie right after, that's a bad combination, right?
100%.
So for me, I was thinking, okay, like I don't want to be passed out on a beach chair or in the room. There's stuff we want to do.
Yeah,
we still want to enjoy.
I
want to have all my mental capacities, up and running.
Yeah, and we want to have a good drink that we can enjoy and we can drink as we're kind of watching a show.
It's not like you're all like wobbly and all stuff. No. So
the most that I did, I got up to 11.
Wow, you got up to 11?
I got 11.
I only counted you to 8.
Yeah.
Oh, no. 8. Most I went to was 7. I could not get past 7.
11. But to be fair, I was... majority of those drinks were the Malibu Pepsis, which were smaller drinks than what you were drinking. So
and let me
it was
tell
a little
you,
bit easier to...
Way too late on the cruise did I discover the Amaretto Sour.
Really?
Oh, my gosh. That night I was feeling like it, and I was like, why didn't I order this way earlier? Stuff that I learned for next time, because even then.
And then to top everything off, right? So the drinks, they're averaged are like $14 a drink, right? And of course, the drink that we latch onto, the Amaretto Sour and the Malibu Pepsi, was $10. So it was even cheaper than that.
And the coffees were cheaper than Starbucks.
The coffees were $4.50 each. Like at the end of it, we did the math and we were like, we're so
even
dumb.
trying.
Yeah.
We wouldn't even really, I mean, it's significant.
Yeah.
It's significant what we gave to Carnival to keep.
I'm going to say it because
it
hurts.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. Ouch. Yeah. Cringe. We
gave them $500 with everything that we drank. We tried to catch. We couldn't. It was an expensive lesson.
And one that now we can recommend to someone 100%.
100%.
You know, because that is something that, and let me tell you, there were times where I didn't really want to drink.
Yeah, I know.
And I was like, "Yep, go ahead." Order me a drink.
No, hold on.
It was like Dumbledore.
The funniest
Remember, you promised.
The funniest one was the chocolatini.
Oh,
okay, hold on.
Lord.
So we get to dinner.
Oh,
right? Okay,
my
there
Lord.
is a chocolate martini.
I just want a little deviate right there. Dessert was not there for me this cruise.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So
for
I
me, it wasn't.
chose.
We had a couple days that were really good,
but not for me.
Yeah.
For me, it was always a taste, and that's it. So that night, that martini was my dessert.
But you ordered it before your appetizer.
For dinner. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and the guy looks at the waiter looked at us and we're like, a chocolatini?
Yeah, that's it. Bring it to me first.
It's like, okay, come now. Anyways, so here we are. We tried. And there were a couple places that had amazing drinks. At the Punchliner, the comedy club, they had a drink that I got hooked on. Delicious drink. And then the Malibu Pepsis. I'm a rum and coke guy. I don't like Malibu rum because it's a coconut rum. But the Malibu coconut rum with Pepsi was killer for me. I don't know why. I just got a nice sweet taste to it. It worked. It worked, and that was my go-to drink
of choice. Yeah.
But like, you know, we made our choices where we were drinking our drinks and that kind of stuff, and we realized that at the end of that, there were extra drinks that were purchased just because we had the drink package and didn't want to get that to be an issue. But we know that for next time we don't need to do that. And we can use that money for something else.
And not to mention the multiple bottles of water.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them went to the trash, like not even finished.
I know, because it was just, it
was an exaggerated amount of stuff that was available to us.
Right.
But, I mean, we figured out that even being very generous in our desire to order a drink, we wouldn't even get to half of what we paid. So,
anyways,
lessons learned.
And we move on from those.
And then when it came to the excursions that we picked, the first excursion that we picked was in the DR, and it was to go and experience a day in the life of a native in the jungles of the DR. And, you know, the draw to me was that you were going to see how they made coffee. You were going to taste their version of mofongo. You were going to be able to make your own mofongo. You were going to be able to just, like, you know, go to someone's house to do this. I love immersing myself into the culture, right? And when we headed out, it was probably like the tiniest bus I've ever seen.
It was like a half bus.
With half chairs.
Yes.
Only one butt cheek would fit on the chair. And then it was covered in weird curtains. I mean, maybe that's what their buses look like. I don't know. We were getting the whole experience.
I guess. Okay.
And then it was just the longest drive out. Now, I am always on top of drinking Dramamine. You have never partaken in Dramamine, and this was the first year that you had to partake in it, because after that bus experience, you were ruined.
I wanted Dramamine IVs. It was so bad.
And I can only imagine, because I felt the sickness, okay? And it was so far, because it was like we drove so far to get to one thing, and then it was like, we're not even there yet to where you're making the food.
Everything was like this, like half roads, half gravel, half holes. We drove through, like, for a part, we were driving through a dried up riverbed.
Yes.
So you could just imagine that part of it.
But at least there was AC.
Yeah, there was AC.
At least there was AC. And then we get to the stop where they're going to show you how they roll the cigars, and there's some sort of a very secret alcoholic drink that they give you that's supposed to be like an aphrodisiac, which was a little scary, which was very scary. Oh, I need to ask you about that later, because I was telling my mom about it. And my first thought that comes in is
Mama Juana.
There you go. That's what it is.
Not moringa.
Yeah.
Moringa is
Isn't it a
that's
fruit?
A tree. No, that's a tree.
Okay.
It has like a seed on it that it's for your health too.
Okay. And so because we speak the language, before the guy gets started telling us about the cigars, he tells our guide that his wife got hit.
Our guide, who by the way was amazing.
He was amazing. He really was amazing. And he tells our guide, oh, by the way, because he's like, oh, your wife is not here. And he's like, no, she got hit by a car yesterday. Not while she was driving, while she was crossing the road. And she is in the hospital right now.
Yeah.
And so it just made you feel like, oh my gosh, like here they are trying to put on a presentation for the tourist while his poor wife is in the hospital, you know? Wow. Like, I felt that excursion for me was very much a culture shock.
Mm-hmm.
Very much. Because just from the heat, the bugs, the wild animals running around. At one point, there were a couple of men who showed up on motorcycles. They did nothing. They looked around and they left. It was very weird. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, like, we don't even know. I don't even know where we are. We have no service out here. And anybody could just kidnap us, hold us hostage because we're Americans and they think that they can get something. And we can't do anything about it, you know, even though we're on an excursion with Carnival still, right? And it was a little bit frightening at times. And then we didn't wear the proper shoes for it.
No.
So these people, they choose to go down some path over there. And all I can think about is there's tarantulas out here, you know. I have sandals on. I don't even have a shoe where, you know, if it crossed over me, at least it's covered. I'm like, I have no desire to go down there. There's wasps everywhere.
Yeah, when you read the description of that excursion, we missed something on that, because there was definitely something that was not like,
no.
We didn't,
I think it's just our understanding of it.
Well, they said it
was everyday living. They showed us everyday living.
But I'm saying, like, they took us to a beach. Like, there was like different.
That beach part was not there. Yes, so we didn't even have a bathing suit. We didn't have a towel. We were not prepared to go to the beach. We didn't have any sunscreen. Nothing.
And I
don't know why we came in sandals, to be honest with you.
I don't know. But we end up, like, you know, going through. We go to somebody's house,
which I could not even bring myself to bring out my phone to record, because I felt it was an invasion of that lady's hospitality, which she was so sweet. They made us grind our own beans and then put the beans through a sock that has seen 1,000 tales.
Let's not talk about the sock.
Okay. And
the coffee was good.
I told my mom about this, and she goes, wait, was it really a sock? And I said, Mom, all I can tell you is that it looked like a sock.
It was a sock.
She goes, because I don't know if she told me her mom or her grandmother used to have a thing where they would put this thing that looked like a sock, and that's how they used to make coffee. She's like, how did the coffee taste? And I told her, it was incredible.
It was incredible.
It was incredible. And mind you, this is water that is God knows from where. And we like cheered and we said, look, at least it was boiled. If we die, we die drinking
for the podcast.
We did that so much. And I mean, we were there listening to them explain about their life out there while there's a pig and a mule behind me and random dogs running around. And it was just surreal to be. They offered us a bathroom that, I mean, I've heard about a hole in the ground. I didn't even know.
It's an actual hole in the ground.
I don't know. We're so spoiled here. They had.
Oh my God.
Oh God. What?
I just thought about something.
What?
The bathroom.
Yes.
Was uphill from where we were drinking coffee.
Don't talk about that.
Literally right there. Okay, let's move on to the next thing.
So
we go make the mofongo. Mofongo's really good.
Bro, and they were like, oh, put 4 little pieces. We're like,
and we're
10
just
pieces in.
Like,
we're so hungry at this point.
We made it our way, and it was good.
Oh, it was good. Delicious. It was good. And I feel like I can make it now.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. And then, so we go down to the beach, and you're like, I'm going in the water. I'm just going to take off my bra and
take off my pants and go in my underwear and my top.
Okay, it was a t-shirt and her underwear.
That's it.
And I'm like, go enjoy it. And I'm standing there. I'm smoking a cigar that the guy at the place gave me. That made you sick. It was so bad. The thing is, I like a strong cigar. Not strong. It was weird. Anyways.
It probably had the Mama Juana.
So we're standing there. And you're in the water, and I'm like, I guess I'm going in, right? For me, it's a little bit different. So I strip down to my underwear, and I'm in the water, and we're enjoying it because the water was absolutely incredible.
Amazing. Soft underneath.
Soft no sand. Seaweed. Beautiful.
Perfect temperature. And beautiful.
We start looking around and we don't see anybody from our group. We're like, I think we're in trouble. But no, our group was up on the top. But that I thought would I do that excursion again? With knowing what we're gonna go do, I think I would do it again.
Probably. And I would go dressed very differently.
Very
differently. Very different expectations, different stuff we would have packed to go. Yeah. Was it something that if you are about immersing in culture, 100% do that. The other excursion we did was the booze cruise, which was really a boat to transfer us to a private beach. And I think that minus the people and the captain and the guide that we had go with us, minus the energy of the people that were with us in that excursion, I don't know that would have been a good excursion. I don't know that we would have said we had fun.
That's an energy excursion.
Yes.
If the energy in the room is not right, it would have sucked. But
we made friends.
Yeah, we made friends. We
spent the whole time in the beach talking and laughing and getting to know each other and drinking.
Listen, I am not one to let my inhibitions go. Listen, I'm not going to lie. I got drunk and I was not in any position.
And a lot of people did too, and then they were having to go out because the guy brought out the rum bottle.
Oh my goodness!
And we were like, "Give us some rum, straight up."
Listen. He's like, I've never had to mix so much rum punch on any of these excursions. He's like, I'm out of ice, and we're like, just give it to us hot. We were drinking hot rum punch,
and he would say, go out and walk. Let me see how
he's like, go out and walk the line and we'll see how you did. And then people, like, we were, at this point, it had gotten to the point where we were being served rum punch and we had him so confused that sometimes it was either rum punch or straight rum. And we were like, yeah. And listen, he
learned all of our names.
Yeah. He was such a cool guy.
His name was Jackson. So good. If you can get him on that excursion. And man.
We had a phenomenal time. It was really, really good. But we did get back to the ship late.
Right. Because as we're leaving, they say, oh, back on board is at 3:30. And we're like, but this thing ends at 3:15, supposedly.
Yeah. And he's like, let's not tell anyone. But because you guys booked it through Carnival, they have to wait for you. So we'll get back when we get back. And we were like, pour me another drink.
Yeah,
and
sure. Okay. There's 16 of us.
Yeah.
So 16 people are going to be left behind.
We just kept on just having a complete phenomenal time.
And it rained.
We started playing games.
It rained while we were sitting in the ocean, surrounded by mountains. It was spectacular.
It was beautiful.
If it hadn't rained, there was even a seafood shack that we were chasing that seafood. We didn't even get to try it because it was just messy. Like there were times we had to shield ourselves from the rain because it was pelting us so hard. But thankfully, there was no lightning. Mm-hmm. There was distant thunder. We played it very dangerously, and I think it's because we were a little bit under the influence there. But when we got back to the dock, it was 3:40.
Hold on.
Okay.
3:40. 16 people.
And a
drunk.
10-minute walk.
Okay.
At best.
Yes.
Back to the ship.
Yes.
So they start phoning for Carnival to send over a little tram to pick us up. And here they come. We're all singing songs and laughing. We're like a bunch of drunk sailors, right? The guy driving did not seem amused.
No.
The people...
The security letting us in did not seem amused. The people at the base of the ship did not seem amused.
And then, of course, you're like, are you waiting for us? And he's like, yes, sir. We're waiting for you. Get on.
Listen, when the ship was already, like the ropes were taken off. They only had the like gangway attached to the dock, and that was it. There was nothing else attached. The boat was literally leaving,
waiting for us.
We came in, and before we even made it through the security check, they were closing the doors behind us.
And then we made it up to our room so quickly that while we're on the elevator, we're telling people, oh, yeah, the boat was waiting for us. And then we went up to watch to see us leaving. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was, I think had we not been inhibited, if we had not been uninhibited,
there you go,
we would have been madly crazy. We didn't even have time to go shop, and we wanted to shop at this port.
Right.
We couldn't do anything because of the time that excursion was. Was that a great excursion? It was because of just how it all turned out to be.
Would you do it again?
Would I do it again? I think it's a one and done.
You may be staying behind on the boat alone, and
I don't know, because what if you get a dud?
Listen, we have to take the chance.
I guess you take the chance.
The beach was nice.
The beach was nice.
The ride over was nice.
No bugs. It was clean. It was nice.
I don't know that you necessarily would get, unless we get the other lady from that other excursion company. She was like, chop, chop, let's go. Come on, people. We've got places to be, places to go. Let's go.
Yeah, like that, you're already killing my mojo.
Yeah.
But anyways, it was great. I mean,
great vacation.
We had a little bit of movement, but it stayed away from the hurricane. Meanwhile, right? We don't have the news. We don't know what's going on. We get little glimpses, and there's like, oh my gosh, Helene is tearing through the Carolinas and Florida and all that stuff. And we missed all of that. But, my family is there. So there was concern about, is everybody okay? Because since we didn't have service, we didn't know what was going on. But, when we got off the ship, I feel that both of us were ready to come back, right?
Yeah,
I would say full and fulfilled and ready. But also it was not as bittersweet as I have felt it other times. And I think it's because we know we're heading back.
Yeah.
In just a couple months.
I feel like that knowledge made it okay to get off.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be back in December. And then we're back in April. So we're going to feel the same thing when we come off again. Yeah, I know that for us, the cruise is the best vacation. It's the one that we can actually disconnect and feel like we're at zero.
Well, and because everything is there. You don't have to worry about renting a car or driving, or they're doing everything for you. They're doing everything for you. So
it was a great vacation.
Fantastic.
And we're glad to be back. I know we took a couple weeks off.
And all of a sudden, it's the end of the year. It's October.
I know.
And there's so many more exciting things coming.
Yep. And we cannot wait to share it with you. So come back next week and hear some more of our stories of our adventures in life as we go through it. You got anything else to say?
Nope.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Tell your friends. Listen, download, share, all that other good stuff. We do this not for fame. We do this for fun. And we're glad that you can join us. See you guys next time.
Bye now.
Goodbye.